Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm TCG Moon and I'm here to help you understand Riftbound better and show you the game in a different light. Since I noticed a lot of people having issues regarding the combat in Riftbound, here are all 3 steps of it and how to resolve them correctly. Combat was also a topic discussed in my stream recently, so if you want to tune in on Twitch on every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 PM CST, come have a deeper look at it and come talk to me. That being said, let's start with step 1 of combat, the showdown step. For combat to happen, there needs to be a showdown. That means a showdown is going to begin. But before that happens, we need to establish who is the attacker and who is the defender. The attacker is always the player who applies the contested status to the battlefield. This player gains the attacker designation now. What does this exactly mean? This is basically short for as soon as the showdown begins, they gain focus and their units at a battlefield gain all the attacker attributes like assault starts to apply. Also in this step, the defending player is the player who did not apply the contested status to the battlefield. This also means they gain the defender designation. This is also short for their units at a battlefield gain the defender attributes like shield. For both of the players' units that join this battlefield in this combat, the attacker and the defender attributes are applied. So that means as soon as a unit entering the battlefield via effect in a showdown, they also gain, for example, shield and assault. After all this is applied and the chain caused any triggered abilities to become pending while we established who's the attacker and the defender, the attacker, the player with focus, places his triggers on the chain first, followed by the defending player. Now we can proceed with a chain as normal, with the attacker having focus since the triggers don't cause the focus to be passed. If you want to read these following rules for yourselves, it's the core rules at point 441 to 442 2D. Going on from here, we're going to step 2, the combat damage step. This is when the showdown closes. Attackers and defender resolve combat damage at this battlefield using the total current might of all the units here. Important to note, this entire combat step only occurs if both attacking and defending units remain at the battlefield. As an example, if I attack with Cheston Ezreal dashing from the Spiritforge set, I use his trigger to deal damage, and during the showdown, I use his action ability to return him to base, and this resolves in the following steps being skipped to step 3, the combat cleanup, but more of that later. Now when combat is taking place, we sum up the might of all attackers and defenders, and after that's done, the attacker starts with assigning damage first, followed by the defender. Very important to note here, assigning damage is not dealing damage. This is important since all units deal damage at the exact same time. You probably think, well, that's not that difficult. Don't worry, we are not finished yet, I got you covered. Since we can only start to assign damage to a new unit if we already dealt lethal damage, there are some tricks that also can modify how we deal damage to units and what lethal damage is. For example, there is Imperialdecree, which reads the following. When any unit takes damage this turn, kill it. This means if I attack with a 1000-tail Watcher that has 7 might into a battlefield with 7 2 might Sadsoldiers, I usually would only be able to kill 3 of those Sadsoldiers and my Watcher dies. But if Imperialdecree was activated this turn, I kill all 7 Sadsoldiers since 1 damage is enough to kill a single Sadsoldier, and we kill the entire battlefield and also the Watcher is gonna die. But wait, there's more to assigning combat damage. There can also be abilities that restrict you from how to deal combat damage, such as tank. Tank reads as follows. I must be assigned combat damage first. This is pretty simple. But what happens if someone has more than just 1 tank? Simple. The one assigning the damage chooses between these units first before assigning damage to the other units. That means I have to kill the tanks in any order, but I have to assign combat damage first to the tanks and then to the backline. Before we finally can apply the combat damage now, There's also one more question to ask about these words like tank. What happens if we have a Caitlyn that reads I take combat damage last and it's equipped with a Doran shield that gives her tank? I'll let you guess. Is it A, always the last to apply, in this case is tank? B, the controller of Caitlyn chooses which ability to apply? Or is it C, the attacker chooses which ability to apply? I'll let you guess. If you guessed C, you're completely right. The attacker decides if the tank is applying or if Caitlyn takes combat damage last. So to simplify it, if we are the attacker, we have the choice which unit dies in which order, except there is something like tank restricting us to. But if a unit has two keywords of that, we decide which ability we want to apply. After we went all over this, we finally deal damage and kill every unit that was assigned lethal damage. So we made it through the combat damage step. Isn't that fantastic? But we're not finished yet. Last but not least, there is step 3, and this step is called the resolution step. We now perform a combat cleanup. You're probably wondering, whoa, what is a combat cleanup? Now all damage is healed on all units, not only on the battlefield, all units everywhere. Now the attack and defender attributes are removed from all units and players. Also, if no showdown or combat is taking place anymore and there is a player with units on this battlefield, he establishes control. If there is no unit at all at this battlefield, the battlefield is considered open again. Thanks for this video. You should now know how to resolve combat correctly, so maybe consider subscribing to not miss another ruling video. Also, leave a like and let me know in the comments what you think if you have any questions. And always remember, the game doesn't end when the match does.